So what makes you think that you are not selling your soul? I don't know if you guys have ever experienced this, but a lot of you know, and a lot of you who are watching my channel a lot knows that I speak a lot about my love for music. And I remember when I was younger, especially rock music. Now today I still like rock. I just like jazz and blues and stuff like that, almost even more. But I remember when I was younger, all of the bands and all of the rock musicians that I loved, everybody told me, you know, they sold their soul, or they sold their soul to Satan. And that is why they are doing so good today. So I was thinking about this. When we say things like, you know, they are selling their soul, we always think about this bad, dark, almost satanic thing that is happening. But one thing I've realized is so many people are actually selling their souls today still. And in order to understand, or in order to know if you might be doing it, you have to understand that what is your soul. So what is your soul? Your soul is your mind, your will, and your emotions, meaning the way you think, the way you feel, and the way you choose. It can also include things like your imagination, your intuition. All of those things are in your soul. So what does it mean to sell your soul? Now this is very important. What it means to sell your soul is to give up soul satisfaction for something in return. Meaning, I will give up my peace to get something else. If you give up your peace to get fame, that's selling your soul to fame. If you give up your peace to get more money, that means you're selling your soul to get more money. So who is selling their souls? Any person that are doing things that is not their authentic self, that's stealing their joy, that's stealing their peace in order to get something in return. Now I want to say this, whatever costs you your peace is too expensive. Don't sell your peace for something in return. I was watching a movie a while ago, and I actually just watched the movie, not because I'm so much a fan of the particular movie, just because I'm a fan of Tom Hardy, who's one of the actors in the movie. But what this movie was about, it's called This Means War. It's about these two guys that falls in love with this one girl, and they both are trying now to win the girl from both sides. So both of them are doing things. So these two guys are very good friends, and obviously because they are good friends, they know that they are both interested in her. And both of them are trying to do these things to impress the girl. But what's funny is they are finding out what the girl likes, and they are doing all of these things that the girl would like, but it's not true to them. It's not who they really are. Now, I'm not saying they sold their souls to get the girl, and you know, many times it's a very good thing to find out what the girl likes in order to impress. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. But what I am saying is if you get to that place where you lose your authenticity, you lose your peace, you lose your joy to get something in return, that's a bad thing. So if we look at what a persona is, the persona you present when you want people to accept and like you, it's almost like acting. So a persona is almost like acting. If I want other people to like me, if I want other people to accept me, that is what the persona will be about. So say for instance, you are going to a gathering, and you become everything they want you to be so that they can like you. But when you get home, you feel miserable because you presented the fake self in order to be accepted and liked. How do you know you are selling your soul? It is when you do things exactly like that. You go to a gathering, you become this chameleon, you become everything to everybody else, but when you go home, you feel empty. There's no peace, there's no joy, because you have lost yourself and you have given your soul so that other people can like you. Last week we spoke about seeking validation from others. Today I specifically want to focus on selling your soul to be liked by others. Now what does that mean? That means I become everything people want me to be, and I become a different person in different situations so that people can like me, because I have this fear that people won't like me. But as soon as I'm alone, I'm dissatisfied with who I am. That is like sleeping with somebody that you know you shouldn't sleep with, but you're so afraid to lose them. That is giving things to people that you know you cannot afford or you cannot give, but you are so afraid that they won't like you. And in the process, you are losing your soul. So how do you know you are selling your soul? I'm going to give you a few points that will give you an indication that you are selling your soul. Number one, you sacrifice yourself so that people will like you. And when I say sacrifice yourself, I don't mean sacrifice your life. What I mean with sacrificing yourself is, you look past your own joys, you look past the things that gives you peace, you look past your own needs and your own wants to impress other people. There was a time in my life where I changed my personality, and I also changed my beliefs even, to get other people to like me. And I cannot tell you how emotionally draining and how much pressure that was. And that was a part of my life where I sold part of my soul to get something in return, to get people to like me, to get people to accept me, to get people to approve of me. Number two, you present yourself as a punching bag. And by presenting yourself as a punching bag, I don't mean you show up like, hi, I'm a punching bag. But people get this idea that they can, and I don't mean physically punch you, but emotionally punch you, spiritually punch you, get things out of you, walk all over you. That is another indication that you are selling your soul for the approval of others. Number three, you cannot stand up for yourself properly. Meaning, what's happening now is not something you believe in. What's happening now is not something that's part of your core beliefs and your core values, but you just give in anyway because you cannot stand up for yourself. People always get this idea, and I think it was Jordan Peterson who said, when you can bite, and also he didn't mean physically bite, but when you can bite, you don't have to. So people should know, like, I have this little bit of bite in me. I'm practicing restraint. It's almost like that movie, Narnia. I don't know if you ever watched that movie, but there was this scene where I think it was the little girl who wanted to pet the lion called Aslan. And she said, is he safe? And the guy said, no, he's not safe, but he's good. Meaning he has the ability to stand up for himself if he needs to. But if you treat him correctly, he won't. And this is not advocating anybody to hurt anybody else or to stand up for yourself in like a violent way. That's not what I'm advocating at all. But I am advocating is people out there should know that you can stand up for yourself. People out there should know that they cannot push you around. And every single time you are nice to them and you are good to them, that is a big part of your personality, but you are restraining yourself from standing up for yourself. But you can do it when it's necessary. It's when you get to that place where people think, but you cannot stand up for yourself, and you can just be their punching bag. Then it's when it becomes a negative thing. And again, that's when it becomes to that place where you are selling your soul to impress people. Number four, people will take credit for things you do because you are a pushover. Have you ever done something great and somebody else takes credit for it? Somebody else takes it as if it's their work. Somebody else might even get the promotion for something that you did that was good, because you just cannot stand up for yourself. You cannot take credit because you don't believe you deserve it. And yeah, people might congratulate you, people might like you, but at the end of the day, when you get home, you're still not the person that you are created to be, and you've lost your peace and you've lost your joy in order to impress others. Number five, you cannot say no to people, or you become agreeable. You just agree on everything everybody says, and you cannot say no to anything. There's a type of charisma sometimes in saying, I don't agree, or sometimes saying no. Now, I'm not saying say no to things that you should say yes to. And you also get that a lot. I see people that, their whole life they struggle to say no, and now they are kind of like getting the hang of saying no, and now they just say no to everything. They say no to things that they actually should say yes to. And if they've been so agreeable for so long, now they just want to disagree on everything. That's not a good thing, and that's just going totally to the other side. But what's important is to know your core values and to know your core beliefs, and everything that's outside of that you should say no to, and everything that's outside of that you should disagree to. Number 6, you start to put up a wall and no one can come through. So having up a wall is not a good thing, and it gets to that place where you say no to everything and you disagree to everything. You get a hard heart and you have a wall. That means people that are good to you, people that actually like you for who you are, you start to push them away, because that part where you sold your soul had such a negative impact and such a negative effect on you that you think you cannot do it anymore. I'm going to give you a few points on how to keep a healthy soul. Before I do that, I want to encourage you and ask you to like this video, to subscribe to this channel, to ring the bell so that you can get notifications for when we are doing more videos. I want to encourage you to leave a comment, ask some questions, and if you believe this material is valuable and can help other people, I'm going to ask you to send this video on, because we do believe from Mind Prosperity that this can influence many other people. So how to keep a healthy soul? Number 1, know your own core beliefs. Spend some time with yourself and ask yourself, what is it that I actually believe in? Not what other people told me to believe in, not what other people persuaded me to believe in. What is it that I believe in? What are my core beliefs? And this might take some time. This might take some sitting down with yourself every single day. If you're a believer, this might take some sitting down with your Creator every day and understanding what your core beliefs are. Number 2, know your own core values. Your values shouldn't just be what other people tells you your values should be. Your values should be authentic to you. You know what your values are, and you stay true to your own values. Number 3, know what to say no to and know what to say yes to. Like I said earlier in this video, don't just say no to everything. Don't just say yes to everything. You should have an idea what you can say no to. You should have an idea what you can say yes to, and that again connects to your core beliefs and to your core values. Number 4, know who to say no to and who to say yes to. So don't get to that place where you say yes to everybody, and don't get to that place where you say no to everybody. Know who are the people that should be in your life, because you do want to serve people, you do want to help people, you do want to be good to people, and you do need certain people in your life. And yes, you even want those people to like you, but you want them to like you for you, the real you, not the fake you. So know who to say no to and know who to say yes to. Number 5, have boundaries and not walls. The difference between a wall and a boundary is a wall keeps everything and everyone out. A boundary allows the right things and the right people in to a certain extent, and boundaries keeps the wrong things and the wrong people out. So there's a difference between walls and boundaries. Walls just keeps everything and everyone out. Boundaries says and shows you a tool where you can go. So if you are one of those people that says, listen, I've been selling my mind, my will, and my emotions, I've been selling my joy and peace for the approval of people, today is the day that you can stop doing it. Thank you so much for watching this video from Mind Prosperity. We love you and we see you soon again. Goodbye.